Hey guys, it's yours truly, 𝗪𝗵𝗞, and welcome back to my channel. Alright, as you all can see, I'm sitting here in my cap and a plain t-shirt, and today, if you're watching this video, you've probably realized it's Wednesday. So, like I mentioned in my video before, I am going to try and post on Wednesdays and on Saturdays starting today. Basically, I thought I would start a series here on my channel called Surviving Your 20s. I was gonna do Surviving Your 20s or Life in Your 20s. So you all let me know which one you like better. But right now, it's just gonna be called 20s. I don't know. Anyways, so with that being said, I thought I would sit here and talk to you all about, you know, just being a 20-year-old or 20-something-year-old in this crazy world. Also, while I'm sitting here, I thought I would go ahead and do my night skincare routine. I mean, as you can tell, I have like some eyeliner on and some foundation. I mean, my hair's not done, it's just in a ball cap. But I am going to take a shower after this video and I need to take off my makeup before I get in, and I usually do that first anyways. So yeah, that's what we're gonna be doing today. A few things I wanted to talk about was how crazy being in your 20s actually is. Basically, when you turn 20 years old, you're basically considered an adult. Well, they say when you turn 18, you're considered an adult, but there's still so many things you can't do at 18. I just don't see that as an adult, like, you ain't ready. But even in your 20s, we're too young to have everything figured out, but at the same time, we're too old to not know anything. Does that make sense? I don't know, we're too old, I mean, we're too young to have like great, awesome credit, but we're also way too old to be calling mommy and daddy to do everything for us, which I mean, if you're like me, my parents play a big part in my life. I honestly don't like asking them for anything. I don't know, I've always been like that, but at the same time, like, I know if I needed them, they're there for me. So, I don't know, being in your 20s is just really freaking confusing. Like, it's so confusing. Oh, by the way, I'm just taking off my makeup with some aloe wipes. Yeah, my mama gave them to me and they work really good and I love them, so yeah. Okay, even being in your 20s, like, there's still a lot that you can't do. Like, you can't even freaking go on a cruise if you're not 25 or something, or someone over 25 has to book your cruise. I don't know, I think that's how it was the last time I went. But if you're under 21, you can't even buy alcohol. I mean, I don't know, like, it's kind of confusing. Like, they want you to be an adult at 20, but at the same time, you can't do a lot of stuff that adults can do. It's very confusing to me, if you ask me. Again, if you don't know, I'm 23 years old, so I'm fairly new in the 20s department, but yeah. Being in your 20s, I've learned, like, so far that you cannot always win. You can't always win, and that's with anything. That's in jobs, that's in discussions. Like, you're not always gonna get that position that you want. You're not always gonna get the last word in the argument, and you're not always gonna win in your friendships. Like, friendships come and go. Lucky for me, I have not had a toxic friendship. Now, in my past, I've had some pretty bad relationships, but being older, I've kind of realized that you can't be afraid to cut people off. You also can't be afraid to hurt somebody's feelings sometimes, you know? Not in the way like we talked about in my last video about like just being rude and mean to someone, but like, if someone is not benefiting your life for the good and they're just constantly bringing you down, or you're not getting where you need to be because of that person, then you can't be afraid to just cut them off. Because I mean, at the end of the day, who are they really hurting? You. Because leeches like to latch on, and that's all they're gonna do is just keep latching on and drain everything out of you, and by that time you're not gonna have the energy to do what you want to do. It's all about thriving and striving. Like, you gotta look out for you first. First priority is gonna be you. So you can't just let people suck onto you and take all your energy and power away from you. Like, you just can't do that. So you gotta be prepared to not make everybody happy. That's just how it's gonna be. Also, something else that I've learned is that you can't try and be like everybody else. There's always gonna be somebody out there who has things better than you or has something that you want. It's always been like that. Since we were younger, there's always been something that someone had that we wanted, whether it be a toy, whether it be a car, again, that position that you wanted at work. Like, we can't always have what other people have. At that point, you just gotta look at what are you trying to do? Where are you trying to go? Where are you trying to get to? And you just have to do it. Like, I don't know, you can't let people stand in your way. If you really want something, go after it. I mean, even if you've been waiting for a long time to get, I don't know, that job, that promotion at work. I don't know why I keep going back to work, but we're just gonna roll with it. Even though you've probably been working really hard and you wanted that job so bad, but someone else just passed you up, like, that does not mean give up, okay? When you're in your 20s, people still see you as growing, which, I mean, you are becoming like your own person, and I don't know, you're just trying to figure out everything in life, which again is very confusing because they want you to already have experience and everything, but at the same time, you can't get experience if no one is willing to give you experience. You get it? You know what I'm saying? Okay, that's done with my face. I'm tired of wiping it. Everybody wants you to already be on top of everything. I don't understand it. I'm definitely not. I'm about to just put some wash on my face, some foaming facial cleanser. Yeah, we're not about to be, oh, it focused today. We're gonna do that just so I can get underneath the surfaces. And again, I have my mirror down here, which is why I'm looking down. Okay, so I usually like to let this sit on my face for just a few minutes, but yeah, we're just gonna go back to what I was talking about. Oh yeah, you gotta accept who you are, okay? You can't expect to win at everything in life. You can't expect to always get everything that you wanted handed to you. I mean, again, 20s are a very confusing time. People want you to be, I'm gonna keep saying this over and over because that's how it's been literally since I've hit 20. People expect you to know so much more than you actually do, but you kind of just have to take it with a grain of salt and just kind of get over that. I feel like I'm pretty mature for a 23-year-old, which I feel like I should be. I mean, society feels like I should be. So although I don't have much experience, I'm still learning as I go every single day. The problem with people, I feel like now, especially being in your 20s, there's a lot more to compare yourself to. There's the people in the magazines, which do people still look at magazines? I don't think I'll ever look at magazines, but yeah, anyways, there's people who look at magazines, there's people on Instagram, there's people on YouTube. There's so many people to compare yourselves to. That's the problem right there. We cannot keep comparing ourselves to other people. Like I said before, someone's always gonna have something you don't have. Oh well. I know everybody does it. I have struggled with comparing myself to people for the longest. Like, if I have skinny friends, if I have friends who go on more dates, if I have friends who get looked at more, like, people compare themselves all the time. I feel like females, it's usually more of looks and appearances. I don't know, guys might be too, but I'm not a guy, so I don't know. But I know females usually compare themselves to as how other people look. I don't know if it's because I've gotten in my 20s or what, but I don't really care anymore. Like, it's not that I don't care how I look. It's just that I've grown to stop comparing myself to other people. If I want to be slimmer and look better or do better, it's gonna be because I want to, not because I feel like someone else is doing that and I want that. You get it? Now, don't get me wrong, there's nothing wrong with trying to be better, trying to better yourself. If you see someone else that's doing really well and you're like, well, you know what, I want that for me. There's a different way, you know, like, don't hate on someone. There we go. Don't hate on what someone else has. Just work your way up, you know? Everybody needs to be supporting everybody, especially in this time of our lives, because this is a very hard time, okay? And I don't know what's wrong with our generation, but whew, baby. Okay, I said all that, but I do need to get this off my face because it's literally been on here for a while and it's starting to get sticky, and I don't think I ever leave it on there that long. So give me just a second, okay? Please ignore my face and my shirt. I just rinsed all that off my face. So next, what I'm gonna do is put on this gel mask scrub. Can you see that? Can you see that? Oh, there we go. That's what I'm gonna put on next. My face does have to be damp, so the next thing I want to mention before I finish up all of this, because this is basically the last thing that I do. I really should get one of those little face things, because I heard it's not good to put face stuff on with your hands, but I always do. So anyways, so I wanted to say all part of your 20s is not bad. I feel like everything I just talked about made it seem like being a 20-year-old is just very hard. I mean, it's not easy because, again, like I said, people expect you to know so much when really you know so little. And there are actually times where, you know, being an adult, like an official adult, is pretty cool. These are the times we've been waiting for our whole lives. So I feel like this is the time where you get to be your best self. For instance, I feel like I have grown in a way I didn't know I could grow. I'm so much more accepting of things that I wouldn't have accepted in the past. And I'm also not gonna put up with just any and everything either. You get it? Like, you become aware of so much more, and the people around you, I feel like the older you get, like I mentioned earlier about cutting off toxic people. Again, I've been very lucky to not really have that many toxic people in my life, but at the same time, like, I'm so forgiving, it's ridiculous. I've just learned that there is no point in being bitter and mad at everybody. Like, I mean, I'm still trying to figure out exactly who I am and exactly what I want to do, but I've gained so much more self-confidence and self-worth in these past 3 years of my 20s than I have in the entire 23 years of my life, I feel like. Another thing I want to say about this time in your life when you've reached your 20s is that you start to reflect back on things that, I don't know, you start to think of things that you could have done differently in the past. Now, I know there's no way for that to physically happen, but you just get a more like, wow, like, if that was to happen right now, I would have done that differently. You know, like, I feel like you just grow as such a great person, and I feel like there's a lot of time that you have still in your life to be better and to do better and to continue to grow and think better. Like, if that makes sense. This is gonna be probably the most confusing time in your life when you reach your 20s. Like, again, everybody expects so much from you when you really don't know that much, but at the same time, you're growing into such a great person, and that is golden. Sorry for my face, I have to let this sit for 5 minutes, so that's why I'm just talking like this. Okay, so it's been about 5 minutes now, so I'm gonna go ahead and wash this off my face, so give me just 1 second. Okay, I'm back. Yes, my shirt is wet. I rinsed all that off my face, and now my face is so refreshed. Now all I have to do is take a shower and I will be ready for the night. I'm gonna go ahead and end the vlog, but I just wanted to leave and say, let me know what struggles you have in your 20s. You know, is there anything that you would like me to talk about? Especially like if you can relate to everything that I've said, you know, like growing as a person and just learning to accept who you are as a young adult. I mean, that's all it is, you know? There's a lot of challenges in life. We still have a long way to go in life, especially being at such a young age still. We have plenty of room to grow. We have plenty of room to make mistakes. And yeah, again, I'll post these videos on Wednesday, and on Saturdays, it'll just be some random type of video, a vlog, a challenge, who knows. Let me know if you enjoyed this video. They can't all be winners, I guess. This one wasn't really much to talk about just because I feel like this was like an introduction to the series. Let me know what challenges you're facing. And yeah, just be sure to like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. Let me know again what you all want to see in the next video, and you all have a great rest of your day.